The war in Ukraine is still raging. May 28, 2026, the Donetsk-Pokrovsk Lyman triangle remains one of the most heavily contested areas of the entire front. Ukraine's Phoenix UAS unit of the 5th Assault Brigade continues to track Russian movement across the sector from above. Watch these engagements carefully. Soldiers attempt to advance, search for cover, and reach new positions. But reconnaissance drones often find them first. Once detected, FPV drones move in almost immediately. This is what one of the most intense drone battlefields of the war now looks like from above. One drone, one Russian soldier, no weapon. He sees it coming and runs. That's the only option available to him. Open ground, no cover, nothing to fight back with. The drone is faster. When running is the only option, and even that isn't enough. What does that tell you about how Russia is equipping the soldiers it sends forward? This Russian soldier tried to escape the FPV drone by pretending to be dead, but the attempt made no difference. This is what the situation for soldiers facing drones on the front line has become. This time, the FPV drone targeted a Russian soldier sitting alone in the middle of an open field. Why he was waiting there remains unknown. He failed to escape, becoming the drone's target. Why was he sitting alone in an open field? Lost, waiting for orders, or something else? This isn't a routine scan. Magyar Birds already has a confirmed target. A Russian soldier hiding under a tree, spotted by reconnaissance. The FPV closes in fast, navigating directly toward the coordinates. The soldier has no idea it's coming until it's already there. He sees it, panics, no time to react. Seconds later, it's over. One of the strangest moments on the front line. While conducting reconnaissance in the area, a Ukrainian drone spotted unexpected movement. A group of Russian soldiers traveling across the battlefield with a horse-drawn cart. A scene like this says a lot about the conditions Russian troops are facing on the front line. Ukrainian soldiers riding in the back of a moving pickup truck managed to shoot down a Russian FPV drone just moments before impact. Another similar moment. Once again, a lone Russian soldier sitting and waiting in the open field. Could this be the behavior of soldiers who already realize they have little chance of escaping the drones? A Russian soldier notices an unknown object while walking and decides to kick it out of curiosity. It turns out to be an improvised explosive device. Ternuvate direction, 1st Assault Regiment Da Vinci. 2 Russian soldiers parking their motorcycle in a tree line. They think they're out of sight. The reconnaissance drone was already watching. First strike, the motorcycle. Then munitions dropped from above on the soldiers themselves. The tree line that was supposed to conceal them became the coordinates. In this footage, the Russian soldier begins making a series of strange movements while trying to hide from the drone inside his trench. He then picks up a grenade, pulls the pin, and waits for several seconds. After that, he decides to throw the grenade out of the trench, but it rolls back toward his own position. Moments later, an FPV drone joins the attack as well. From that point on, there was no chance left to escape. Ukraine's 92nd Assault Brigade, day and night, no cover holds. Motorcycle riders crossing open terrain, soldiers hiding inside destroyed vehicles, others pressed into trenches, crouched in rubble, sheltering under trees. And in the dark, thermal cameras finding what the eye can't see. FPV drones working around the clock. No position is safe during the day. No darkness offers safety at night. No cover, whether it's steel, concrete, or forest, changes the outcome when the drone is already tracking. When neither day nor night, neither cover nor concealment offers protection, what option does Russian infantry actually have left? These moments were captured by a Ukrainian soldier's GoPro camera. They encountered a Russian FPV drone in a wooded area. Actually, as all of you pointed out in the comments, he had a shotgun. So why did he have such a hard time shooting down the drone? This footage is extremely striking. A powerful explosion hits what is believed to be a position inside the basement of a house. Exactly what type of weapon was used remains unclear. Was it an artillery shell or an aerial bomb dropped from above? What do you think? Ukraine's Pegasus unit spotted a Russian soldier in the Sumy direction, crouched in an unusual position, pressed low, trying to make himself as small as possible. An FPV drone was immediately dispatched. The pose didn't help. When soldiers adopt unusual positions trying to avoid a drone, what does that tell you about the counter-drone training they actually received? Ukraine's 7th Rapid Response Corps spots a Russian 2S-3 Akatsiya self-propelled howitzer moving along a road. 2 FPV drone strikes follow, a self-propelled artillery system worth up to an estimated $2 million, capable of firing 152mm shells from nearly 17 kilometers away, is suddenly taken out of action. Every destroyed Akatsiya means less artillery pressure on Ukrainian positions along the front line. 2 Russian soldiers were spotted by Ukraine's 63rd Brigade while entering an abandoned house in the Donetsk region. Shortly afterward, chaos erupted. FPV drones launched repeated strikes, completely destroying the building. The 2 soldiers failed to survive the attack, and the 63rd Brigade didn't stop there. Building after building, shelter after shelter, every structure Russian soldiers entered in the sector was struck. Not random targeting, a systematic sweep designed to deny Russian forces any foothold in the area. Every building cleared is a position that can't be held. Every shelter destroyed is one less place to stage an assault from. The sector becomes structurally unusable for Russian forces before they can establish anything. When an entire sector's buildings are systematically eliminated, is urban cover still a viable strategy for Russian forces in this area? The war isn't only on the ground. In the air above the front line, a separate battle is being fought. 117th Heavy Mechanized Brigade's Unmanned Systems Battalion, Odin interceptor drones, tracking and taking down Russian Molniya 2 strike drones mid-flight. The Molniya 2 carries a warhead designed to strike Ukrainian positions. Everyone intercepted here is a strike that never happens. Group 7 is doing it with specialized anti-drone FPV interceptors, matching speed with speed, drone against drone. British supplied 155mm M777 howitzers in service with Ukraine's 225th Separate Assault Regiment, rare on the battlefield today, each one worth its weight in gold. Working from camouflaged positions at maximum range, guided by reconnaissance drones, they struck a Russian shelter near Huliaipol.
Armata, post!
Ukraine's Zal-14 bomb, carried by a Vampire heavy bomber drone, contains 10 kilograms of explosives and is powerful enough to penetrate concrete bunkers and buildings. Drones on the battlefield are now capable of carrying weapons this powerful. Near Kostiantynivka, a Ukrainian Leopard 1, a 5-tank, disabled and destroyed by Russian fiber-optic FPV drones. This footage shows the other side of the drone war. The same technology Ukraine uses against Russian armor, fiber-optic FPV drones with no signal to jam, is now being deployed against Ukrainian positions with increasing frequency. The Leopard 1 A5 is a German-supplied tank, one of the Western platforms Ukraine has received since 2023. This one didn't survive the engagement. Muramasa drone unit, B-2 medium-range UAVs operating at night over Russian supply routes. Russian forces have adapted, moving vehicles under the cover of darkness, believing the night offers protection from drone surveillance. It doesn't. Thermal imaging doesn't need light. It reads heat. A vehicle engine running in the cold night registers as clearly as it would in daylight. The supply convoys that moved at night to avoid detection. Spotted, targeted, struck. That's everything for today. May 28th, 2026, day 1555 of this war. 256 combat engagements were recorded on May 27th, with nearly 50 attacks concentrated in the Pokrovsk sector. Russian total losses have now crossed 1,358,950 personnel, with 1,000 casualties in the last 24 hours alone. Over the past 4 weeks, Russian forces recorded a net loss of 100 square miles of Ukrainian territory, roughly the size of Nantucket. In the previous 4-week period, that figure was only 26 square miles. The momentum is accelerating in Ukraine's favor. Ukraine struck the Tuapse oil refinery again overnight, as part of its ongoing long-range campaign targeting Russia's military, industrial, and energy infrastructure. The UK spy chief also revealed new estimates of Russia's losses, significantly higher than previously published figures. Today, Sweden announced the transfer of 16 Gripen fighter jets to Ukraine, further expanding Ukraine's fleet of Western-supplied aircraft alongside F-16 and Mirage 2000s. The front holds. The drone war never stops. Subscribe for daily frontline coverage. No agenda, just the facts. See you in the next one.